typically walk in a village, I'll walk in the country, I'll walk in the cities and just do this. Now I'm zooming in and out. I'm laying down, looking up, I'm climbing stairs and looking down. All sorts of different fresh viewpoints as well as different focal lengths.
خلال السنوات اللي هو قاعد فيها يصور لما يحمل الكاميرا على جنبه ما راح يستفيد اي شيء وراح يتعلم شيء، بل هو يمسكها عند عينه ويمشي يتجول في اي مكان هو كان موجود فيه، يغير البعد البصري يطالع من كذا زاويه حتى يعرف الرؤيه من وين جايه بالضبط.
And what happens really after only a few weeks, and certainly in about 2 or 3 months, I can walk with my camera here or my camera bag on my back, and as I'm walking, I'm very aware, oh, there's a nice 200 millimeter shot. Oh, that would be a good macro. Oh, this would be a phenomenal fisheye. Because I know the vision, I know the language of my camera bag and how it speaks.
بعد اسبوعين الى شهر او شهرين من التجول والتدرب، بعد فتره راح يصير انه قادر انه يمشي الكاميرا على جنبه او في ظهره يتجول في المكان ويعرف انه هذه الزاويه راح تطلع صوره كويسه بالعدسه ال 200، لانه عرف الحين لغه الكاميرا والعدسات اللي معه شلون تمشي.
One of the most common questions that I get in all of my workshops, there's 8 students and myself, we're standing in a field of lavender and Provence French. And they all look at me and they say, what lens should we use here, Brian? And I'm thinking, we're going to use all of them. Oh, which would you suggest first? And I say, what do you want to convey? What is it you want to capture? I don't know.
من أحد أكثر الأسئلة اللي تجي له لما يكون في التدريب مع هو 8 طلاب وهو تاسعهم قاعدين في حقل من اللافندر في فرنسا، يسألونه أي عدسة راح نستخدم؟ يقول لهم راح نستخدمها كلها. يقول أي عدسة راح نبدأ فيها؟ يقول إيش تبغى تصور أنت؟ يقول له ما أعرف. فهو لازم تعرف أنت إيش تبغى تصور على تعرف أي عدسة تختار.
So I pretty much start out with just 2 basic questions, and that is, well, do you want to make a composition of the wide and sweeping landscape, or do you want to shoot only a very small close-up of just a single lavender flower with potentially a honeybee on the flower?
فيبدأهم بسؤال بسيط جدا، يقول هل تبغى تاخذ صورة للحقل كامل أو تبغى تصور وردة واحدة وممكن يكون عليها نحلة من الحقل.
So, what I want you to do is keep all this in mind as we do the program, because I have many before and after examples. Here's a wide shot. Now let's make something out of this wide shot.
خلوا الكلام هذا في بالكم، واحنا راح نعرض البروجرام في كذا مثال القبل وبعد، انه اخذنا فيها عدسه واسعه وبعدين اخذنا منها عدسه قريبه.
Okay, can we bring the lights down to this bench? Do we need this light on?
ممكن نوطي اللمبات؟ Light.
Yeah, that's good. You guys okay out here, or do you want it dark? Dark would be better, yeah, I think so. Can we make it dark? See them? Huh? That's good?
No.
Huh? It's too much for you. Well, it's from this one here. Oh, okay.
First light, just a normal lighting, I think.
Light. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Perfect. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's get started. This is something that perhaps you may or may not see. The reason I made this photograph was because of color. The question is, what lens could I use to make the idea that I had in my mind work? And the answer in this case was a 200 millimeter focal length from my 70 to 300 millimeter lens.
هذه صورة أخذها خصوصا عشان الألوان اللي فيها، لكن السؤال اللي كان في باله إيش العدسة اللي راح استخدمها حتى تطلع لي الصورة اللي أبيها. طبعا نفع مع اللي هو بعد 200 ملي من عدسته اللي هي 70-300.
Does anybody want to take a guess at what this is?
أحد يبغى يخمن إيش هذا؟
It's a fence, yes, but what else? Where is the color from? T-shirt. No.
Might be nets.
Boats. Boats. Kayaks.
الألوان اللي كانت خلف الصورة من شوية كانت من القوارب اللي موجودة ورا السيارة.
I'm in Singapore. It's raining hard. And on this road are many bicycles parked, and also many bright-colored buses are going by. Okay.
لما كان في سنغافورة وكان في مطر غزير، في مواقف السياك الموجودة هنا وفي الشارع نفسه كانت تمر حافلات كثيرة بألوان زاهية.
So here comes a red bus. I've already picked out my perfect blue and red bike. Camera is on tripod. I'm shooting at a 1/8 of a second.
الحين جاي في الطريق باص أحمر، وهو اختار الكادر المناسب للألوان اللي هو السيكل الأزرق والأحمر، حطها على ترايبود يصور على بعد من على سرعة غالق ثمن الثانية.
So in this case, part of my vision also involves the world of motion. And at slow shutter speeds, I can get this kind of a colorful background when the camera's on tripod, and then as I did here, focus on something, in this case the bike, and then the background blur becomes the color statement.
هالصورة هو ركز على الحركة بسبب سرعة الغارق كانت بطيئة، فالسيكل وضح انه حاد ثابت، بينما الباص اللي في الخلف عطى الوان للصورة ومع ذلك مو مبين العناصر.
The wide angle lens is probably still my favorite lens. It's probably the least favorite for many beginning photographers because they really don't understand how to use its wide and sweeping vision. One of the biggest complaints people have about a wide angle is they say it makes everything small and distant.
يقول أفضل عدسة بالنسبة لي اللي هي العدسة بالزاوية الواسعة، لكن كثير من المبتدئين ما يحبوا العدسة هذه لأنها يقولون تسوي كل شيء صغير وبعيد، لأنهم مو عارفين يستخدمونها استخدام صحيح.
So the trick, if that's the right word, the trick with a wide angle is to use immediate foreground. And that solves the problem of everything being small and distant. This is a sculpture in Las Vegas. The shadow is from my assistant who's just spreading his arms, which you'll see here. And I'm actually laying down between him. I'm just, whoops, let me go back. I'm laying down. Does this have a pointer, Caesar? Caesar's gone? Okay. I think it does. Anyway, I'm laying down in front of him, shooting up with my 16 to 35 Nikon. Just hit OK and we'll be fine. 16 to 35 Nikon, and at 16. And then as a result of that, I end up doing this, just shooting straight up.
الحل بسيط في العدسة الواسعة انك تقرب من الشغلة اللي قاعد تصورها. الصورة اللي من شوي كانت عن تمثال في لاس فيغاس، والظل عبارة عن مساعد وقبل من يوقف وهو قرب وصور على عدسته اللي كانت 16-35، صورها على 16 فطلعت في الصورة اللي من شوي.
If you're going to use a wide angle, this is not how to use a wide angle. You're standing up in a field of flowers. My suggestion is you lay down in the same field of flowers.
يقول إذا كنت راح تستخدم عدسة واسعة فلا توقف في وسط الحقل وتصور، لازم تنزل تحت المستوى الزهور وتستخدمها تصور. تعطيك النتيجة هذه بدل اللي من شوي.
Again, the previous photograph finds us laying down. This one now finds us kneeling and shooting up. The whole point of both of these pictures, in fact most of my pictures, is to create a very clean composition.
الصورة من شوي كنا قاعدين على الأرض، المرة هذه احنا راجعين على نصرتنا. فالهدف من الصورتين كلهم إنه تاخذ تكوين نظيف بالصورة.
This is taken in a parking lot, parking garage.
هذه الصورة مأخوذة في مواقف.
I would like you to guess what this is.
يبغاكم تخمنون إيش هذا الشيء.
Steak? What? A stadium? No. No. What is it? Chair. No.
Last board, probably.
I can tell you this, it was taken in Abu Dhabi, if that helps.
يقدر يقول لكم إنه أخذها في أبو ظبي.
It doesn't help. It was taken in Abu Dhabi at an outdoor market that sells plants and appliances and stuff for the kitchen. Take a look.
هذه الصورة أخذها في سوق أبو ظبي مفتوح يبيع النباتات ومعدات المطبخ.
So it's a macro shot of those holes in that, and those are colors from the surrounding items.
هذا عدسة الماكرو.
In Dubai, at the fish market,
في دبي سوق السمك.
I saw one of the workers with a red wheelbarrow. And I said, wow, that's a fantastic background. So we grabbed some fish, put it in the wheelbarrow.
شاف واحد من العمال مع العربية الحمراء وقف وقال واو هذه خلفية رهيبة. جاءوا وقفوا أخذوا بعض السمك حطوها وسط العربية.
Studio photographers shoot a lot of product on backgrounds of textures and seamless paper. And there's no reason you can't do this outside in the field, just like a studio photographer. The world is your studio. I want to stress that.
يقول لك مصورين الاستوديو لما يصورون المنتجات يصورونها على خلفيات جاهزة، الورق والأقمشة وخلافه. أنت ما في مانع إنك تسوي نفس الشيء في العالم، لأن العالم هو استوديو الجميع.
There you have.
هذه النتيجة.
Look at this small little branch with some leaves coming off of it, and behind it we have these straight bands of tulip fields in the Netherlands. I know the vision of my lenses, and I right away say, wow, 300 millimeter would be fantastic of that small branch.
طالعوا للغصن الصغير اللي عليه الأوراق ووراه فيه اللي هو حقول التوليب. هو لما شافها ويعرف انه هو رؤية العدسات الخاصة فيه فقال انه العدسة 300 راح تطلع صورة مذهلة من هذا المكان. هذه النتيجة.
We all have wide-angle lenses on. As a result, we're going to have an immediate foreground of yellow dandelion flowers, and we have a student with red hair. Yay! And now we're going to have her jump while we make the photo with a wide-angle lens. And this is what we get. Now.
كلهم أخذوا نفس الصورة من نفس الزاوية، فكلهم راح يبدون بالأرضية اللي هي الورود الصفراء، وراء أحد الطالبات بشعرها الأحمر طلبوا منها تنفذ في الصورة.
Where do you see the photo here? You want to make a really nice picture of the window.
يقول أنتم راح إيش تشوفون في الصورة تبغى تطلع صورة كويسة منها.
You see this here?
شوفوا الفتحة.
Right there. Wide angle lens, 1635 at 16. I walk up, put the lens right in front of that box. Now I have a frame around the distant windmill.
استخدم عدسة 16 35 احطها على 16 وقف قدام المربع بالضبط فحصل على اطار للصورة نفسها اللي هي طاقم تريا.
Sometimes you get lucky. I'm at a hotel in Singapore, at the Swiss Hotel on the 48th floor with a view of the city. I was asleep when at 3 o'clock a huge lightning bolt hit the hotel and woke me up. So I went outside and I went, wow, big storm, and I shot for 3 hours. This is one of those photographs.
يقول كان محبوب كان بسنغافورة في الفندق في الطابق 48 نايم الساعة 3 بالليل فجأة صحت الرعد.
This picture is that I told the cleaning man that I had permission to come in, and I'm sorry that nobody told you.
هي نفس الشيء لكنه ما كان في الفندق كان عن طريق في من إحدى المدارس الخاصة وهو قدر إنه يدخل المدرسة عشان ياخذ الصورة لما قال للبواب إنه أنا عندي إذن بإني أدخل هنا وأصور لكن أنت ما أعطيت خبر.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Again, I know the vision of my lenses. So when I look at a scene like this, I go, oh my gosh, look at that 300 millimeter shot. And I put the camera and the tripod together along with the 70-300, and I go lining up the picture, and sure enough, at 70-300, at about 240 millimeters, I'm able to do this.
نفس الشيء هنا هو يعرف الرؤية الخاصة بعدساته فلما شاف المنظر قال هذه راح تكون صورة مناسبة للعدسة 70-300 حطها على الترايبود حطها تقريبا على 240 واخذ الصورة هذه.
I just want to say one more thing. The projector, for some reason, is really hot here. It's making the pictures a little brighter, much brighter actually than they are. I don't know if that's going to change, but
يبغى ينبهكم على شغله اللي هو البروجيكتور هنا يقطع الصورة أكثر من الجديدة.
Okay, I see orange sacks of rice, and I say, wow, that's a great background. So, I'm going to go find somebody, excuse me, yes, you. Can you come and stand over here for me and just stand right there? Okay, fold your arms, okay, look at the camera. Oh, thank you very much, and that's what we did.
شاف أكياس الرز البرتقالية وقال هذه خلفية مناسبة فراح يدور في الموجودين من اللي شكله مناسب لأنه يقبل إنه يقف قدام الأكياس حتى ياخذ له صورة.
He has nothing to do with those orange bags. He's just a guy who's having a cup of coffee.
ما له أي دخل بالأكياس كان قاعد يشرب قهوة.
We always take the big shot. Everybody does. You want to get a what I call a postcard shot to say, hey, I was there. Well, clearly I was in Paris. But look what else is going on here. We got a great opportunity to put on a telephoto lens and do a more of a tighter detail shot of all this. And notice the traffic, I mean, all that energy of around the Eiffel Tower itself. And this is what we do.
يقول إنه كل الناس اللي تروح هناك تاخذ نفس الصورة بنفس الكادر وعلى أساس يقولون إن إحنا كنا في باريس. لكن في الجزء السفلي البرج مع الزحمة اللي تحت كل الناس تغفل عنها. فهو أخذ عدسة طويلة حتى ياخذ المنظر هذا تفاصيل أكثر للبرج. نفس الوقت تدل عن باريس.
This may be a little hard to understand, but these here are feathers from a bird, which my cat had brought to me. Of course, he had killed the bird, and he said, "Here's a present for you."
يقول هذه ممكن صعبة تفهمونها. اللي تحت اللي موجودة عليه هذه ريش الطير جابها قطته. يقول إن ذبحت الطير وجابت لي إياه كهدية.
This is a 200mm micro Nikon. I love this lens. This is a blue spray bottle of water. Notice the sun coming through it is putting some blue on those somewhat orange feathers.
هذه عدسة نيكون 200 ملي ماكرو، والأزرق هذا اللي في الخلف بخاخ موية لونه أزرق، مع إضاءة الشمس أعطاك لون بسيط على الريش البرتقالي. هذه النتيجة.
This is what I saw when I walked in to a shop in Cairo just 2 days ago. And I love the red scale. So now I'm going to come over here and line this guy up against the green wall and the red weight scale, and there's the shot.
هذه صورة قبل يومين شافها في القاهرة لما دخل المحل وعجبه الميزان الأحمر، فقال أنا راح أغير زاويتي وآخذ صورة للرجال مع الميزان مع الخلفية الخضراء.
Any idea about this? Like, what is it? What's that leaf on?
أحد عنده فكرة عنها؟
Water. Cart. It's a cart.
سيارة.
I put that leaf there.
هو اللي حطها.
No, it wasn't natural. It was trying. All the leaves were falling off the tree. It was windy, but they kept sliding off the cart. So I had to say, Mother Nature would love to have that leaf on the cart.
يقول إنه كل الأوراق كانت تطيح وكان هواء، فهو قال إن الطبيعة راح تحب الورقة هذه تكتب على السيارة.
I love to shoot letters, and in this particular case, I'm going to go for the letter N. So again, what lens would I need to make that work? My 105mm Nikon micro. And sure enough, I go in close and just frame up the letter N. What's nice about this is you can go around and photograph a whole bunch of letters that make up the names of your family, your brothers, your sisters, your children, and then put them together, and it makes, honestly, a really nice present.
يقول إنه هو يحب يصور الحروف، لما شاف الباب قال أبغى أصور حرف الN، فأي عدسة أقدر أستخدم، طبعا راح أستخدم 105 ماكرو، قد قرب من الحرف وأخذ له صورة. يقول إنه في فكرة حلوة هذه إنك تصور الحروف أسامي أهلك أو أصدقائك تقدمها كهدية.
This is a really, really easy idea, and we're going to do it actually on stage before the night is over. Notice the background here. It's somewhat streaked and blurry. You're going to see what it is in just a moment. But I am shooting at a slow speed, about a 30th of a second. And because I'm at a 30th, that background is going to be blurry and streaked. Well, what is it? It's two assistants holding a piece of fabric and shaking it during a 20th of a second exposure.
هذه فكرة حلوة راح نسويها على المسرح.
It's a great way to have easy backgrounds when you don't have a clean background.
الصورة كانت اللي متغطشة الخلفية هي عبارة عن مساعدين ماسكين قطعة قماش قاعدين يحركونها.
I didn't like any of this, but I like this right here.
ما عجبه أي نوع من الموجودين، عجبه السمك اللي فيه أصفر.
So I asked the Omani fisherman if I could move the fish. So I moved the fish, and with 105 macro, made this.
وخر السنة ترتبهم وبعدست 150 أخذ الصورة هذه.
It's as if the fish got together and said, "Can you believe we got caught? What were we thinking?" Any guesses on what this is? Well, yes, it's rust, but where is it from? What is it rust of?
Drum?
No boat.
Boat.
No, not a door. No, not a truck. From a 55-gallon drum.
طبعا كانت صورة صدى من
I really love this lens. This is a 105 macro. I love that lens.
هذا عدسة 105 ماكرو من أحد العدسات.
Here's a nice picture right here. See that?
تكون الانعكاس اللي تحت.
This right here. Oh, that's so nice. So nice. Take a look. There it is. Now I had a student with me. He made this picture and he collapsed his tripod and said, "Okay, where are we off to next?" I said, "What are you doing? We're not done. You want to shoot when the light's yellow and green." And he said, "Oh, I'll just fix that in Photoshop."
كان مع أحد الطلاب أخذ الصورة هذه جمع أغراض ومشى. قال له وين رايح؟ قال نروح اللي بعده. قال لسه ما أخذت الصورة، المفروض تنتظر لما تولع اللمبات الثلاثة حتى تاخذ الصورة. قال راح أعدلها بالفوتوشوب.
So, why not do it now? You know, do it here. We're already set up. There you go. So you got all three.
ليش ما تسويها الحين دامنا موجودين؟
Here's a nice thing. If you wanted to sell this and it's in green, and then the client says, "Oh, I prefer yellow," you go, "I got it." and that person says, "Well, I prefer red." I got it.
لما تفكر تبيعها يقول لك الزبون لا أنا ما أبغى النور الأخضر أو الأحمر أو الأصفر. عندي اثنتين.
Look at this behind this woman. She's Malaysian. She's going to college in Prague, Czechoslovakia, and I met her while she was visiting Burano, Italy. I like to know something about the people I photograph. So I spend usually 2 minutes minimum asking a few questions and then getting them comfortable and relaxed. And I said to her, "Your pink clothing matches perfectly against the contrast of the green painted building." So now we take out, once again, in this case, the 70-300, and frame her up against the background of green. Pretty simple.
هذه بنت ماليزية راح تروح للجامعة في مدينة براغ. قابلها لما كانت تزور إيطاليا. فهو يقول أحب أقعد مع الناس أساس يرتاحون قبل ما أصورهم. فما أقعد أقل شيء دقيقتين أو أكثر. صرت معهم وأخذ بعض المعلومات. لما قلت لها إنه حجابك الوردي مع الخلفية الخضراء يعطي كونتراكت تباين كويس بالصورة. قلت في المكان اللي هي فيه وبعدين 300 آخذ الصورة.
This number's on a wooden telephone pole. Once again, back in Las Vegas.
هذه أرقام على عمود اتصال.
Anybody want to just say, "Okay, I know what that is. What is it?"
في أحد يعرف وش هذا؟
A painting. It is. It looks like a painting, doesn't it? But it's not. Huh? Not oil, no. You're close. It's paint. But it's only black paint. And all those colors are a reflection in the black paint. But what's most surprising is where this actually is in terms of what the subject is that's painted black.
يقول التقريب هو مو زيت، هو بوية سوداء، الألوان هذه كلها معكوسة على البوية السوداء، لكن يشد الاهتمام وين الانصباغ هذا حتى يعكس الألوان.
There it is. Sewer pipe. Right there. Can you imagine you spend $1,500 to go on a workshop with me to Burano, Italy, and I'm most excited about this.
تخيل انكم تدفعون $1,500 على اساس تروح معه في ايطاليا ورشة عمل، يكون اكثر اهتمامه في الانبوب هذا.
Hey, here's a good question. Nikon people, listen, please. This is taken with a 70 to 180 micro Nikon lens. The most amazing micro Nikon lens ever made.
هذا سؤال مهم. يقول خصوصا الناس اللي يكتبوا. يقول لك هذه الصورة مأخوذة بعدسة 180 ماكرو. وهو من أفضل العدسات لصناعة الماكرو.
I think so. But here's my question to Nikon. I've never asked them this. This is the first. Why would you quit making this lens when everybody bought it? Well, everybody's buying it. We better stop making it. So, sometime I would like to know if you guys can, by chance, bring this back. I'll be the first one to buy it.
يبغى يسألكم ليش وقفتوا العدسة هذه مع إن الكل كان يشتريها. فهو يتمنى إن شاء الله في المستقبل ترجعون صناعة نفس العدسة.
You can do this all around the world. All you need is green grass, water on the green grass, and it has to be low-angled light, what we call backlight. You just lay in the wet grass, you have the macro lens on, and you shoot nothing but drops of water on blazing grass.
تقدر تسوي هالصورة في أي مكان في العالم، كل اللي تحتاجه بعض العشب وعليه موية، والإضاءة تكون من تحت خلفية.
This reminds me of a family. This reminds me of before the family. This is something you can do in your own backyard. It's so easy. You need a reflector, which is here. This is silver. You need a pitcher of water, preferably sparkling water. And then you need either yourself or somebody to drop fruit into that water.
يقول هذه تقدر صورة تقدر تسويها حتى عندك في البيت في الحوش. كل اللي تحتاجه ريفلكتر اللي هو الفضي وطاسة فيها موية، ويفضل انها تكون مياه غازية، انت او احد يساعدك بانه يرمي قطعة الفاكهة في الموية.
You also need a very, very fast shutter speed. In this case, about a 2,000th of a second. And you will first bring your arm in. This is my daughter, but bring your own arm in if you want. And bring the strawberry into the water, then you line up your focus, manually focus. So that's done. And then when you drop the strawberry, you have a cable release. Drop, click, click, drop, click, click, drop, click, click. And it only took me about 70 tries. But
طبعا راح قبل لا تصور راح تحتاج انه بعد سرعة الغرق تكون 1/2000 من الثانية، وقبل لا تبدا تصور تنزل الفراولة او الفاكهة المكان الفوكس، تسوي عليها فوكس بالمانيوال يدوي. بعد كذا ترمي الفاكهة وتصور، ترمي وتصور، تقعد تجرب لما تطلع معك الصورة المناسبة. يقول لك تقريبا اخذت معي 70 محاولة حتى اخذت الصورة.
Notice also I have a blue paper background because I want to contrast the blue with the red strawberry. Also, it is right at midday. The sun is directly overhead, so it hits the silver and bounces light back up. Therefore, it's like having two lights, the sun overhead and the sun from underneath.
يقول لك استخدم خلفية اللي هي الورقة الزرقاء حتى يصير في تباين قوي بين الوردة الحمراء والورقة الزرقاء. نفس الوقت كان الوقت اللي هو الظهر، فالشمس جاية من فوق تضرب في العاكس من تحت فيعكس من تحت، فكان عندك مصدرين للضوء، مصدر اللي هو الشمس والعاكس. هذه النتيجة.
So let's try 3. Well, 212 tries, but I got it. So let's try something else like cherries. It works. You can do this for the rest of your life and never get bored. You can throw, you get a bigger pot and you can start throwing cars in there if you want. Something else you can do in your own backyard. Here we got a sprinkler. Here we got flowers. With a 200 millimeter lens, I can fill the whole frame up just with flowers. I can stay dry and make people think it's rain. The important thing here is you must shoot this image at a 1/60th of a second. No other shutter speed will look like rain. Here it is.
هذه الصورة ثانية تقدر تسويها بالبيت، كل اللي تحتاج رشاش موية والوردة بعدسة ال 200 أقدر آخذ صورة تبين كأنه في مطر، لكن أنا أكون جاب. كل اللي تحتاج الشيء المهم إنك تنتبه على سرعة الغالب الواحد على 60 من الثانية، لما في سرعة غالب ثانية راح تبين الموية كأنها مطر.
Here's another idea that I'm going to share with you today during the live demonstration. This is doing what I call spin zooming, where you hold the lens at the wide angle portion. You do this with a wide angle zoom usually. You don't move the zoom of the lens. You hold that at wide angle and you turn the camera body. Again, I'll show you how it's done.
هذه الصورة الثانية راح يورينا تطبيقها اليوم. هي عن طريق اللي بالعدسة الواسعة تمسك العدسة نفسها بس ما تحرك الفوكس تبع البعد الدوري تبع العدسة، تحرك الكاميرا نفسها حتى تعطيك صورة المروح.
Here's another idea. You can do this at your house. It's difficult to see, and I apologize. But here, the product is called Smooth Shine. You can get it at a place like Carrefour in the hair care aisle of the grocery store. You make drops of Smooth Shine on a glass surface, and underneath I have a photograph of clouds and an added photograph that I cut out of a red umbrella.
يقول هذا شيء ثاني اللي تقدر تسويه في البيت، طبعا مو مرة واضح هنا، لكن في منتج خاص بالعناية بالشعر اسمه سموث شاين، أخذ منه حط كم قطرة على القزاز من فوق وحط تحتها صورة اللي هي صورة الغيوم مع المظلة اللي هو مركبها مو أساسية. هذه النتيجة.
Inside each of those drops, obviously, we see the photograph. And that's because these drops act like a fisheye lens and they capture whatever is behind it. Well, behind it, of course, is that photograph underneath the glass.
كل واحدة من هالنقاط نشوف الصورة لأن النقطة تعمل كأنها فيش آي فتعكس ما وراء اللي هو الصورة المظلة الحمراء مع الغيوم. فإحنا قاعدين نشوفها بكل واحدة من النقاط.
Yes. 105 macro. Yeah. And here we're using, as you can see, this is a 200 macro. Again, what I've got here is a glass, clear glass, I don't know what you call it, a dish. Yeah, dish. Underneath the glass, I have two glasses, by the way, one on each end. It raises the glass dish up, and underneath all that is a bright, colorful shirt. Cold water with oil poured at the top, just a little bit of oil. And that makes these round oil circles. Okay?
يقول هنا عنده اللي هو الكاسين حط فوقهم زي اللي هو الصحن القزاز وتحتهم في التيشيرت الملون. كل اللي حطوا مويه بارده وشوي من الزيت على اساس يسوي اللي هو الدوائر اللي تصير فوق المويه مع عدسه 200 ماكرو.
And you do this.
هذه النتيجه.
Again, you just change the background with a different colored fabric, and of course you'll have a different color scheme altogether.
غير الخلفيه وراح تطلع لك صوره ثانيه.
You can do this at home.
تسوي زي هذه في البيت.
Any idea what this is?
حد عنده فكره؟
It's sort of glass. It's actually a picture of a cow. You see it now? Huh? It's really a cow. But it's a reflection of a cow. See, it's photographic of this. Where he just happens to be in the background. So, yeah. Same thing here. Look at the background. We got just some simple wrapping paper. We got a clothespin. We got a piece of lemon, and we got sparkling water. This is a very elaborate studio set. Obviously not.
يقول هنا نفس الشيء عندنا اللي هو الخلفية اللي استخدمنا في ورق التغليف، عندنا الليمونة في كاس مياه غازية. طبعا هذه تحس إن الاستوديو كبير حاليا.
And 70 to 180 macro once again.
هذا 70 ل 180 ماكرو.
And there's the photo.
هذه النتيجة.
If it works for a lemon, then certainly it must work for an orange. The reason I'm saying this is because people will see this idea, and honestly, they'll send me their lemon slices with a green background. And they'll say, hey, what do you think of mine? And I go, you know what? I've seen that before. Now, then the other person sends me a pineapple, or they send me a grapefruit, and I'm going, I haven't seen that before. So my point is, these are great ideas, but you should extend beyond that and say, what else can I do with this? Well, you can do an orange, change your background, and many other things, obviously. But these are what you do in your house. You can spend the rest of your life in your house. I mean, I know that for a fact. I have shot so much indoors over the years that if I couldn't go anywhere ever again the rest of my life and I had to stay home, I'd still be happy. I'd find out something to shoot every day. Not a problem.
الفكرة جيدة لكن وتنفع الليمون فأكيد تنفع على غيرها. يقول لك بالعادة لما أقدم محاضرة وأمشي تجيني صور كثيرة كلها ليمون فيقول لهم أنا قد شفت هالصورة من قبل. لكن الناس يرسلون لنا صور أناناس ولا برتقال يقول ما قد شفت هذه من قبل. يقول في أشياء كثيرة تقدر تصورها في البيت فما عندي مشكلة إنهم يقولون لي البيت. والله.
This would be tough to do with ambient light. I mean, with a flash, because it's glass.
Yeah.
But everything else you could easily do with a strobe. I'm going to show you some demonstrations.
Same results or be different?
Depends upon, not every time will be the same results. But there's a lot of this stuff that you could do for sure with a flash if you don't have window light. Yes, absolutely.
أحد الأخوان يسأل اللي هو يقول أغلب الصور هذه أخذتها عن طريق ضوء الشمس فهل أقدر إني أسوي المثل عن طريق الفلاش؟ يقول إنه صعب إنك تجيب نور الشمس بالضبط عن طريق الفلاش لكن في نتائج ثانية سواها بالفلاش وراح يورينا لها تطبيقات.
What I wanted to say about this image was, how did that fruit get on the windowsill?
اللي يبغى يقول لكم عن هالصورة إنه شلون الفاكهة جت على الشباك.
Put it there.
هو اللي حطها.
Now here's my question. How come that's okay to do that, but if I take a leaf in nature and put it on a rock in a stream, all of a sudden, oh, that's not natural. Something to think about. Why does my creativity have to stop if I all of a sudden step out into nature?
يقول ليش أقدر أسوي هالشيء اللي أحطهم على الشباك ويصير طبيعي لكن إذا طلعت في الطبيعة شلت ورقة شجرة حطيتها على الحجرة يقولون لا هذا مو طبيعي. يقول ليش إنه أشياء عادية داخل البيت بس تطلع تصير مو طبيعية أو ابتكاري يوقف لما أطلع برا البيت.
You don't honestly think that I walked the streets of Amsterdam for days and then finally I found some bicycles with tulips on them.
ما تتوقع إني مثلا كنت أمشي في أمستردام الأيام وفجأة حصلت سياكل معها توليب.
No, I bought those tulips and I put them on those bicycles.
هو اللي اشتراها وحطها.
You bet. And what's nice, after you're done, you now have tulips, and as people go by, you say, here, have some tulips. Here, have some tulips. And of course, they all refuse because they think you must be crazy.
الجميل إنه أنا كنت واقف هناك مرة أوزع عليهم تولب يفكرون لا شنو ما راح.
Occasionally, I do get very lucky. And nothing is planned. I stopped because this swan was sitting out of camera range on a nest. So when I saw the swan, I stopped, got out of the car, I came down the dike, and there's a big concrete sewer pipe. So I'm sitting on the concrete sewer pipe with a super wide, and then she comes off the nest, and I thought, oh my, this is amazing. So as she swims into the picture, I'm ready. This is pure luck. This is not me, you know, going out hoping this would happen. I never had this idea in my mind. It just happened.
أحيانا يكون محظوظ، كان ماشي وشاف البجعة قاعدة على عشها، فوقف نزل كاميرته قاعد على زي أنبوبة مجاري قدام الموية، فجأة البجعة نزلت في الموية تسبح، قام أخذ الصورة، ما كان مخطط لها من قبل.
It requires a lot of discipline in this business. It's not a good profession if you're married. Because you're going to be up before sunrise, you're going to stay out after sunset, and you're going to be consumed, you know. So you could ask any of my 7 ex-wives. No, I'm kidding.
يقول ان التصوير يبغى له التزام، فما ينفع خصوصا لما تكون متزوج، لانك راح تطلع قبل الفجر، راح تقعد برا الى بعد المغرب، وعقلك دائما مشغول في الصور والتصوير.
There's a saying I have. This is at sunrise, by the way. There's a saying I have in this business, and that is that sleep is overrated, food is overrated. So if you don't sleep and you don't eat, you can do this every day.
طبعا هذا شروق الشمس، وهو عنده زي المقولة في عالم التصوير، يقول النوم معطينا أكثر من حقه، والأكل معطينا أكثر من حقه، لما ما تاكل وما تنام.
Nighttime, dusk around 7:30, when most people in New York are eating, but you don't need to eat. Take a photo instead.
هذا نفس الشيء في نيويورك في الليل حوالي الساعة 7:30 الناس كلهم كانت وقت العشاء، لكن مو لازم تتعشى.
Sometimes you need to move something or add something to make the photograph work. In this case here, this is my young daughter Sophie. She's now 18. But when she was younger, we made this photo. I bought the dress. I rented the violin. She's never played the violin, ever. She also was supposed to go out in the field and pretend to play. But she got out there and she said, "Oh, Daddy, there's too many bees. I can't be here." And I was yelling at her and shooting as she came in. "You get back there! I rented a violin and I bought you a dress. I got your hair done. I bought you McDonald's. I don't care the bees." I got 2 photos, and this was the best of the 2. So, now this is a film shot. I didn't know I had this great photo until the next evening. So I was in a really bad mood. And I kept telling her, "You're never going to go to college now. You're really disappointed me." And the next night, I saw this, I went, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Oh, Sophie, I love you so much. That was so Sorry.
يقول هذا أحيانا يحتاج إنك تضيف أشياء عشان تنجح الصورة. هذه بنته لما كانت صغيرة في حقيقة هو اللي راح اشترى لها فستان واستأجر الكمان، عمرها كلها ما مسكت الكمان، وحطها وسط الحقل، فكانت تركض خايفة من النحل. فهو يقول لها لا ارجعي، اشتريت الفستان واشتريت الكمان، شريت لك ماكدونالدز وكل هالاشياء تصورك، وهي تقول ما انا خايف في نحل. فاخذ الصورة بسرعة واخذها من كاميرا فيلمية، فكان طول اليوم مزاجه منرفز. وكان يقول لها انه ما راح تروحي من الجامعة، وهي اللي قاعد يهزئها. ومن بكرة لما طلعت الصور اكتشف ان عندي طلعت الصورة الحلوة، فصار. Okay, now we must have our break now.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right. That's fine.
راح ناخذ الحين break. Good night. أحد النقاط المهمة أيضا اللي هو تغيير نقطة الرؤية اللي هو ينشر الصورة. مو كل شيء راح يكون على مستوى العين، أوقات تتوضح الدرجة. هالصورة مثلا هو استأجر شاحنة ترفعه فوق حتى يقدر ياخذ الصورة.
I wanted to talk about flash also, just a little bit, and I'll be making some demonstrations here as well. The key to flash, effective flash photography, and what I mean by that is when you're outside or inside, take your pick, but you have to ultimately make a decision if you are going to include ambient light along with light from the flash.
راح نتكلم شوي عن الفلاش لأنه مهم، وراح نسوي تطبيق بعد شوي. فلما تاخذ صورة داخل أو خارج البيت راح تختار هل أنت راح تاخذ ضوء الشمس مع ضوء الفلاش معه ولا لا.
One of the reasons that you may not succeed with flash is because you're shooting in the wrong mode. If ever there is a time to shoot in manual exposure mode, and I'm talking about the camera. If the camera is in manual exposure mode, you will be far more successful with flash than in any other mode. That's a fact.
يقول أحد أسباب الفشل لما تصور باستخدام الفلاش إنه هو نفس المود الكاميرا لما تصور، وضعية الكاميرا لما تصور على إيش بالضبط. لما تكون حاطها على الضغط اليدوي هو أفضل وضع راح تنجح فيه تصوير فلاش.
Here's an example. This particular photograph has set a manual exposure for the bright sky. Notice here, this is actually the sun, the bright sun in the sky, and the sun is going down. So I've set an exposure for all this brightness, which makes the flowers underexposed. But again, it's a manual, deliberate manual exposure for the sky. Go ahead.
هو ضبط إعدادات الصورة هنا يدويا حيث إن التعريض يكون للسماء. زي ما أنتم شايفين النقطة اللي أشر عليها اللي هي الشمس هي اللي معطية الضوء للسماء. لما ضبطها على إعدادات السماء الزهور صارت التعريض حقها قليل.
Here's the beauty of the Nikon flash system. I set a manual exposure for the sky. Now let's go through those steps. I know that I want a massive depth of field. I have immediate foreground flowers. F22, 16 millimeter on my 1630, actually my apologies, this is full frame fisheye. 16 millimeter full frame fisheye at F22. I set my shutter speed, now I dial my shutter speed, it says an F22, a 1/200th of a second for the sky. Manually exposure, that's what I did, that's what this is. F22 at a 1/200th of a second.
هو استخدم عين السمكة في هالصورة راح يبقى عمق ميدان كبير فحطها على فتح العدسة 22 والسرعة الشتر حط واحد على 200.
Now what I do with the Nikon flash on the SB900 and the SB910, on the back of the flash, this is so brilliant about Nikon, there's an actual dial that I can select the aperture. Meaning, I'm going to tell the flash, hey flash, I'm an F22, and I dial that into the flash. I can see it plain as day on the back of the flash. It says, based on you being a 22, the flash needs to be 5.3 feet from the subject. It tells, I know what that means, that's roughly 1.5 meters.
يقول من الأشياء الجميلة في فلاش نيكون إنه لما في الشاشة والأزرار التحكم في الفلاش تقدر تقول له إني حطيت فتحة العدسة على 22 فهو راح يقول لك إنه بما إن فتحة العدسة 22 لازم الفلاش يكون بعيد عن الغرض اللي أنت قاعد تصوره مسافة تقريبا 5 أحجار أو 5 أحجار ونص اللي تقريبا متر ونص.
So I'm at F22, I'm at a at 200 to the second with no flash. Now I'm at f22 at 200 to the second. I hold the flash back roughly 1.5 meters from the flowers. Click.
هذه الصورة بعد ما استخدم الفلاش.
Likewise. Now I have 2 flashes. First thing I do, I set an exposure for the available light back here, as well as here. f22 again, because I want a big depth of field. So f22, it's a dark day, 1/60th of a second. This is before I even think about flash. f22, 1/60th for the ambient light.
هي نفس الشيء، ضبط الإعداد التعريض على الإضاءة الموجودة في الصورة من قبل، وحطها على العدد فتحة العزل نفس الشيء 22، وسرعة الغالب كانت 1/60، واستخدم الفلاشين في الصورة.
So now I have a flash here with a blue gel, and a flash here with a red gel. And with Nikon's Commander mode, it's cordless, it's wireless. And we'll show you, if you don't know, how to do that in just a moment.
واستخدم واحد مع الجل الأزرق والثاني مع الجل الأحمر، حطهم على أنبوبة الموية، واستخدم عن طريق اللي هو الوايرلس فلاش.
This was in full power or
I'm sorry?
this was in full power, both of the flashes?
No, that's another good question. My apologies, let's go back. The flashes are powered down. And now what that means is that at what we call full power, my flashes would be a little further away because there's too much power. But I powered them down because I wanted to look close to the fire hydrant. And there's a simple button on the back of the flash that you press a button and it says 1 to 1, and then you press it and you dial and it goes 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, and so on. And that powers it down. And as it powers down, you can see the distance required becomes shorter and shorter to make the exposure.
And they put it as edge, say like 3 feet. So I put it in, what can I say, the same distance would be 3 feet. So that's why it's a fill light would be at the end.
Correct.
Of the edge.
Correct. Yep.
Not make them stick together, just
Correct.
at the end.
Yep.
أحد الأخوان سأل بالنسبة لقوة الفلاش هل كان محطوط على القوة الكاملة ولا لا؟ جاوب مستر براين بأنه قال لا، قلل القوة حتى تكون الفلاش فقط على أنبوبة الموية، لأنه كل ما زادت قوة الفلاش راح يزيد مكان تسليط الضوء.
Okay, so here's another example. I've got a red gel on one flash, and inside the mailbox is a flash with a blue gel. The flash inside the box is very short power. It's like 1/64th power. Because it's literally going to be inside that small area. So I power it way down, way down. So it only just gives out a little bit of the flash. The flash outside is at half power. Now here's another thing. Same thing about the thinking of photographers today. I am not a big fan of Photoshop. I was raised on film. So you learn and find ways to be inventive in the camera. In this instance here, I'm sorry, go ahead.
هذا مثال ثاني نفس الشيء، استخدم فلاشين، واحد اللي هو بالجل الأحمر اللي كان على نص قوة الفلاش، والثاني كان داخل العلبة نفسها بالجل الأزرق، يحطها على أضعف شيء للمكان صغير.
When I did this for the students, I said, let's now take the flash with the blue gel and switch it with the flash with the red. So we'll make a blue mailbox and red inside. And a student says, well, why wouldn't you just change that in Photoshop? Now I'm thinking, because I'm here, right now.
يقول إن هو إنسان ما يحب الفوتوشوب وتربى على الكاميرات التقليدية من قبل، فكان دائما متعود إنه يحصل طريقة يعد فيها الصور اللي يبغاها بدون ما يحتاج الفوتوشوب. فهو لما بعد ما أخذ الصورة هذه طلب من الطلاب اللي كانوا معه إنه يلا نبدل الفلاشين، الأزرق برا والأحمر داخل، فقالوا للطلاب ليش تسويها الحين؟ نقدر نسويها بالفوتوشوب. فهو قال لهم ليش تسويها بالفوتوشوب؟ إحنا موجودين الآن نقدر نطبقها.
One of the things about doing it now while we're here, I've said this story many times. You can travel, in my case, I can travel to Riyadh and go, wow, I smelled it, I saw it, I tasted it, this was great. Or I can go to Google in Chicago and go, oh, I've been to Riyadh, I just saw the video, okay, I know what it looks like. And it's not the same. And that's why I don't like Photoshop. Because Photoshop is, you know, okay, I can make this blue box with the red inside, but I don't have any memory of it. It's strictly a mechanical experience, and I want it to be an organic experience. Okay?
يقول في قصة اللي هو دائما يقولها مثال على هالشيء، اللي يقول أنا الحين جيت الرياض، شميت هوا الرياض، اللي جربت أكل في الرياض، جربت أعيش في الرياض، أقدر أقول إني أنا رحت للرياض، لكن إذا مبدأ الفوتوشوب أقدر وأنا في شيكاغو أدخل على جوجل أتفرج على صور الرياض أقول أنا خلاص شفت الرياض.
Okay, and then we're going to do some demonstrations here in a minute, but finally, I just want to say that I am jumping for joy because I am Nikon. Okay? All right, there we go. Thank you very much for the, that's it for the presentation. Okay?
راح نقدم بعد شوي تطبيقات وهو يقول في النهاية أنا راح أقفز من الفرح لأني أنا من مستخدمي نيكون. شكرا لكم.
So what we're going to do is plug in a camera. So you'll see all this stuff going up on the screen. Caesar, is he around? Caesar, we need Caesar. Or somebody who's got the cord. Huh?
Drinking coffee, you need it now?
Oh, I'm fine. I don't need any coffee. No. Thank you. Caesar's drinking coffee?
Yeah.
Wow, he needs to come up because somebody, him or somebody has the cord. So, huh? Well, we need the cord to plug into the camera to do the demonstration. Also,
شبكة الكاميرا على أساس نوريكم التطبيق.
go camera to we're going to use this computer because he's got Lightroom. And that's the only way we can project. So I'm going to unplug my computer and then he can do this plug in. We're also going to want to bring the lights up, please.
Light.
Brian, this is a question.
Yep.
When you're traveling and you need only to bring, let's say, 3 lenses because you have a small bag, what will be the lens that you will bring?
3 lenses?
Yeah.
16-35, 24-120, and my 70-300. Oh, well, no, I'm ready for you to put your computer on so we can tether to the camera and go through Lightroom. So.
If you will travel.
Oh, when I travel, which 3 lenses would I take?
أحد الأشخاص يسأل لما يسافر وش الثلاث عدسات اللي راح آخذها. مستر براين يرد عليه يقول ال 16 35 24 120 و 70 300.
24/11 कौन सा? 24/11
I'm also needing volunteers. I need 2 people.
I think it's 11 to 24.
I've got YouTube guys, so I need a model. Who wants to get their portrait taken? I don't have to. I'll just say, you right there. Who is that? Come on up, please. Hey, how you doing? Yes, sir. Y-A-S. I mean, what? Of course, Y-A-S. Not a thing. What we're going to do, and if this doesn't, if the cord thing may not work, then I can just shoot a couple of shots and then take my card out, put it in there, and then show you the picture.
نحاول نشبك الكاميرا على الكمبيوتر بس وقت ما تشتغل بس نخلص التصوير ناخذ الكاميرا على الكمبيوتر من فوق.
Yeah, okay, all right. Can we get the fabric, guys? Going? Go ahead and bring the fabric up. Now, because we're inside and we're using the stage lights, I'm going to change my white balance to tungsten, or in Nikon's case, it's called incandescent. And if you don't know where that is, it's under WB. And you put it on the light bulb.
لأننا داخل راح نستخدم إضاءة المسرح فراح نغير الوايت بالانس تبع الكاميرا اللي هو اللمبة الصفراء.
Excuse me, Bryan, aren't you comfortable with the auto white balance?
I'm not comfortable with anything auto. No.
يسأله بالنسبة لموازنة اللون الأبيض من الإلكترونية فهو يقول لك مرتاح مع أي شيء محطوط أوتو أوريدي.
I have a joke in America where I tell my students that they use everything in auto so much that it's like living with a man named Otto. That you and Otto need to break up.
في نكتة يلقيها في أمريكا يقول إن الطلاب أنتوا دائما تستخدموا الأوتو أنتوا دائما عايشين مع الرجال اللي اسمه أوتو لازم تتفصلوا عن بعض.
They got a long enough will this work? I mean, in terms of shooting right to the computer? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. We may have a solution. There you go.
लाइटरूम नहीं आती लाइटरूम से ही कनेक्ट किया बस
That's your model fee? All right. We're not going to use flash though. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay. We need also to put this in the magnet. Okay, someone 1600 go. All right, can we get the lights way up, please?
Like.
You would normally do these kinds of things outside, obviously, but I want to show you how easy it is to do. So, we need lots of light, brightness.
طبعا التطبيق هذا تقدرون تسوونه
brighten up the whole stage. Yeah, we're done with it being dark. You can brighten everything up. Okay, and you guys, except for that shit. I mean, shoot, can you turn these things off right here? Because we want to see the picture. I mean, that's fine. Can this go off up here? Yeah, all the way down. All the way down. There we go, perfect. Okay. All right, so you guys get here. Come on over here for me, Yasser. And go up high enough. Oh boy, he's taller than you guys. Here, come forward. You know what? Do me a favor, if you wouldn't mind, sir. Go to your knees. No, thank you. Okay. No, put him in the chair. That'll be fine. Okay. So the next chance you get to shoot somebody in the royal family, do this. Bring this up. Okay? Let's go. Now, what we're going to do first, right now I'm going to tell you, my shutter, hang on a second here. This is a camera I'm not familiar with. But boy, that's a good one, I can tell. Okay. I got to get my shutter speed. I'm right now, one second guys. I'm F13 at a 20th of a second. Okay?
الإعدادات اللي استخدمها اللي هو فتحة عدسة 13 سرعة قارة 11.
Oh, it's right there.
موجودة على اليمين.
It says right there. So now you know I wasn't lying. I better be careful what I said. All right. And my ISO is at 1600 only because we're indoors. Fair enough?
نستخدم
So, look by. Go really fast, guys. And, whoops, you come this way with your chair. Not perfect. Okay, right there. Great. There we go. I don't want the flash to go up. It shouldn't. One. Keep going, guys. I mean, go really up and down.
Hello.
Okay? Yeah, a lot faster.
Yeah, so
Okay? Take a look. There you go.
yeah,
Look at it.
yes, tell me.
It's supposed to go, ooh. Wow. There it is. Now, people would look at that and hopefully they're going to go, whoa, you got to show me how you did that in Photoshop.
I've already
And you didn't. See, that's the cool thing. You can do this in camera. And you don't have to limit yourself to people. You can do this with products. You can do it with your dog, your cat. You can do it with anything. You can spend your whole life doing it. Flowers, fruits, vegetables. Okay?
يقدرون يطبقون هالشيء طبعا على كل شيء، على البشر، على الحيوانات، على الأكل، على المنتجات. الناس راح يفكرون إنك سويتها بالفوتوشوب.
If you're not comfortable, and I can understand why, hand holding at 20th of a second,
Can you talk on
use your
I
tripod.
cannot hear you properly.
Okay?
إذا ما أنت مرتاح إنك تصور بيدك وممكن تحتسبه وخطها، استخدم الترايبود على أساس وقف اليد.
Okay? Stay right there. Can we bring the lights up next? Now, see, the only problem is this doesn't have command mode. Okay? This doesn't have command mode.
Oh, yeah. Can you borrow,
Why can't, Caesar, why can't I plug this into the TV?
I don't
Really? Yeah, this is the old-fashioned. Okay. Okay. You know what I'll do? I will.
You just
Since
have
I'm
to
in
take the
manual,
lights
I will
first.
use this one on the
As
okay?
you.
So.
You know that.
No, I actually don't. Okay, now I need you to do me another favor with the lights. Now I need to bring the lights down.
ممكن تنزلوا الإضاءة شوي.
Yeah, all the way down actually. Would be great.
طفوا الإضاءة.
Any one of you has a USB 3 cable?
حد معه كيبل
The
USB.
USB, the Samsung, the big one. USB 3. Wow, that's long. USB 3. This one. Here.
वो
Yeah.
USB लेके आओ
Oh, we also
बैग है
now
उसका
use the
नहीं
DSLR?
वो USB
Oh,
लेके आओ
okay. So, while you get that set up, I'll explain what we're going to do. All right, a couple of things about flash. There are, a lot of people don't know this, but there are 2 curtains in your camera.
ناس كثير ما تعرف هالشيء، لكن في ترى فعليا ستارتين في الكاميرا نفسها.
There's first curtain and second curtain. First curtain opens, second curtain closes. That happens every single time you take a picture.
كل
Curtain
مرة
up, curtain down.
كل مرة تاخذ الصورة، الستارة الأولى تفتح، الثانية تسكر.
And with flash, normally, as soon as the first curtain has fully opened, the flash fires.
بالفلاش بالعادة أول ما تفتح الستارة الأولى الفلاش على طول يضرب.
But it also has a feature with Nikon called rear curtain sync, which means first curtain opens, flash will not fire. It waits until the second curtain almost closes. So, if I'm going to do, which I'm going to do here, about a 2-second exposure, and I'll explain to you why, the flash will not fire as soon as first curtain opens. It's going to wait for almost 2 seconds. So at 1.999999 seconds, it fires before the second curtain closes.
المميز في فلاشات نيكون انك تقدر تسوي اتصال مع الستارة الثانية. الفلاش ما يضرب أول مع الستارة الأولى، إذا قرب الستارة الثانية تسكر راح يضرب الفلاش، وراح يوريكم التطبيق هذا هنا، راح يستخدم سرعة تعريض بسرعة بوقت ثانيتين. اسم الوضع بالفلاش اللي هو فلاش كارتين.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to illuminate Yasser's face with flash at the end of the exposure. 2 seconds. Before the end of the exposure, behind him, we're going to have this going on. This will be exposing like a bunch of streaks, like star trails. And then at the end of the exposure, light up his face. If I don't use the flash, we'll see a shape of something dark in front of the star trails.
اللي راح نسويه انه راح نضيء وجه ياسر بالفلاش، وقبل لا يضيء الفلاش راح نصير نلعب باللمبات وراه، راح تطلع لنا زي الخطوط بسبب الحركة. لو ما استخدمنا الفلاش راح يبين في شيء اسود خلفه فيه الانوار اللي كانت تتحرك.
Okay. Can we bring the lights down even more, please?
اللمبات تحت مرة.
Oh, that's okay. Can you guys bring the chair closer? And you guys come in closer as well. Okay. All right. So the first question is, what aperture am I going to use to make this flash picture? Because it's the aperture that controls. So in this case, I'm going to probably shoot f11. Okay, because I don't have any depth of field issues per se. Okay, so f11, and now at f11, I'm going to point my lens at these lights to set an ambient exposure. Okay, so I point the lens at these lights. Can you guys bring the lights in really close? Make sure I fill the frame up with a lot of lights. Whoops, I'm going to get out of manual exposure mode. Get into manual, and it says here at f11 that I can take this picture. I got to change my ISO too because I don't want to be 1600. Let's do it at 100. And at 100 ISO, 100 is too slow. I want to be around 2 seconds, so I'm going to change the ISO again to 400. Right about there looks really good. F11, 3 seconds. Can you see that at the top? So, what am I actually seeing? This is what I'm seeing. I'm just getting specular highlights. And, whoops, this is what they look like through the camera. Now you can see, we'll hold this for 3 seconds, not that it matters. Okay, take a look. Okay, so that tells me, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, okay, that looks good.
هو اختبر اللمبات شلون راح تطلع في الصورة.
And again, that's 3 seconds at f1. So, we're about to check on this flash. For commander mode, I'm going to shoot the flash in TTL. Okay, just so you know that. That's easy.
وضع الفلاش راح نحطه على TTL.
We'll go mode to TTL, and TTL at f11 says I can take the picture between 0.6 and 2.3 meters. That'll be just fine. Okay, so now I go to commander mode. Yeah, I will. Take that. So let me, was that going to show up in language when I go to the menu? Okay. So let me explain to you. It does not. Okay. All right. You might know that. Okay. In the commander mode with Nikon, it's in the menu under custom settings, under flash, bracket flash. It just says CMD commander. What commander mode? I'll just give you a real simple explanation. The little flash on the camera, when you're in commander mode, all of a sudden becomes the messenger.
راح يشرح اللي هو وضع الكماندر اللي في الفلاش الخاص بالكاميرا. لما تدخل على اعدادات الفلاش الخاصه بالكاميرا راح تبدا الوضع اللي هو سي ام دي اللي هو الكماندر مود. الفلاش الصغير اللي على الكاميرا راح يشتغل كمرسل اشاره.
Okay, and by a messenger, it talks to the big flash, and it says to the big flash, fire. It just tells the flash to fire. In other words, when I press the shutter, the little flash says, oh, he just pressed the shutter, so fire. I'm also going to be setting the flash for rear curtain sync, so the flash won't fire until almost 3 seconds. Okay? So,
فأول ما يضغط على زر الشتر راح يرسل إشارة الفلاش الصغير الفلاش الأساسي إنه يضرب. فالآن راح تجربه ما راح يضرب الفلاش الأساسي إلا على نهاية 3 ثواني.
Okay. Okay, come over this way, guys. And you need to look at me. I need to get you in focus, which looks pretty good right there. And go down just a little bit with it. And I'm gonna actually walk down this way if you can. Good. Okay. Now just go up and down. That's all you gotta do. Perfect. All right, here we go. I'm gonna change the 2 seconds, you guys. You can see me doing that right now. Okay, 1, 2, and here we go. Here comes the flash. There it is. And take a look. Bingo. Okay? The white balance is wrong. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm still in incandescent. My apologies. Let's go back here one more time. Okay? Okay? And I'm going to stop down to 16 as well, Stephen, because that's the flash is getting a little too hot. So here we go. And bingo. Okay? Did you cover it up? Okay. Take a hand up here. There we go.
سيزر غطى المستقبل.
Actually, right here. Because now you're covering the center. There you go. He's not used to this niner. You've got to step on it. Go back down this way, guys. And good. Okay. And here we go. 1, 2, action. And bingo. Okay? Should be better white balance. It's coming here. Huh? Did the cable come out? It's connected. I'm not sure why it's not coming out. Okay, we'll shoot again. Okay. Now I want to explain something. You are seeing a flash fire in the beginning. You notice that? All that is that's the little flash giving a signal to this flash. It literally is doing nothing to the exposure. Zero.
الفلاش اللي يضرب في أول بداية التصوير فعليا ما يسوي شيء بالصورة إنما يرسل رسالة للفلاش الرئيسي حتى يضرب.
Okay, let's go guys. Up and down. And right there looks pretty good. Get your chin focus. See your big chin. Go up and down a lot more. Yeah, good. 1, 2, action. There it is. Okay. There we go. Much better. Okay? Yeah.
عندنا الموديل كله الأبيض.
We'll get to that. You can bring the lights up again, please. Again, this is another idea that's not limited to a portrait. Again, you can do it with dog sketch, animal, you can do it with products. Again, you're just trying to find ways to show something in a whole new light, literally.
الفكرة هذه برضه نفس الشيء تقدرون تطبقونها على كذا شيء، على الأشخاص، على المنتجات.
Bring the lights up, please. Oh, it's a little blurry. I didn't even focus. Oh, I mean, why he's not blurry? Yeah, sure. The reason he's not blurry, it's a good question, is because my exposure, my ambient exposure is for the much brighter lights behind him. So even though I'm holding that camera for 3 seconds, the entire 3 seconds, he is in the dark as far as the meter reading is concerned. The meter doesn't even know he's there in terms of any details.
السبب انه ياسر ما طلع مشوش في الصوره لانه لما وزن التعريض وزن على اللمبات اللي ورا، فهو ما كان عليه نور، ما كان موجود في الحساس تبع الكاميرا اصلا. واضحه يا شباب؟ سبب انه ياسر ما طلع مغبش في الصوره لانه لما اخذ تعريض الصوره اخذها لللمبات نفسها.
Let's get the lights out again. Let's take one without the flash. Without flash, okay?
بياخذ صوره ثانيه حتى
Bring the
يطلع.
lights back up and we'll do it without flash. No flash. And that way, 3 seconds, we'll see that all you'll see is nothing but lights and the shape of the head. No, but these Christmas lights. We're not going to use the flash. So just plug him in. He's got it right here. Just plug him in and put it behind him, and we'll do the same exposure. That's good enough, guys. You just start shaking it. Okay, here we go. Bring him down a little bit. Right there. Perfect. Here we go. Okay. So take a look. See?
شفت الصورة؟ لأنه وجه ياسر ما كان موجود في الكادر أصلاً، بس لما جاء عليه الفلاش خلى المستشعر يسجل الصورة اللي وجه ياسر، لكن زي ما أنتم شايفين بدون الفلاش ما طلع، فكان التعريض فقط للمبات في الخلف.
Yes.
The details of the flash, the settings of the flash.
Here's it. The flash is in TTL mode. You know what TTL means? Okay. In TTL mode, it gives you that range. It says as long as everything is from this distance to that distance, you should be fine. So if I look at the back of the flash, and it says, in this case, 0.6 of a meter to 3.3 meters. So as long as we're in that range, we're fine. If I say, well, I'm actually closer than 0.6 of a meter. So what do? I need power down. And that means you need to bring the flash in closer and closer and closer. So, that's all. So can we bring the lights up?
أحد الأشخاص يسأل بالنسبة لإعدادات الفلاش نفسها، فالجواب هو أن الفلاش كان على TTL، والقراءة أعطته إنه يكون 0.6 إلى
0.6 to 4.3 meters.
من 0.6 إلى 4 متر تقريبا. فهو أنت لما تكون في هالمسافة المود اللي قاعد تصوره فراح يعطيك ضغط. لما تقرب أكثر من 0.6 متر راح تضطر إنك تقلل قوة الفلاش.
In fact, this could be fun. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, how many of you, all the way up with the lights, please, in the audience as well. How many of you, by show of hands, know how to do multiple exposures with your Nikon?
كم شخص يعرف يسوي أكثر من تعريض بالكاميرا؟ يرفع يده.
Amazing. Well, every Nikon, except for but it's an older camera. The 5300? Okay. Every Nikon but the 5300 can do multiple exposures. Now that's not bracketing, that's not HDR. It's simply you taking two photographs and then they smash together into a single frame. This goes way back to the days of film.
طبعا كل كاميرا نيكون تقريبا تقدر تاخذ صورة بتعريض أكثر من تعريض ما عدا الفئة المبتدئة اللي هي 5300 وطبعا هذا مو تعديل أو HDR لما إنه فعليا الكاميرا تاخذ صورتين أكثر من تعريض وتدمجهم بصورة واحدة.
Back in the days of film, Nikon had this feature. Many times, I would photograph a full moon, turn around and shoot a cityscape. And now the moon is rising in the city.
حتى كاميرات نيكون الفيلمية قديم كان عندها هذه الميزة يقول أيام كنت آخذ صورة للقمر ألف الجهة الثانية آخذ صورة للمدينة يطلع لي صورة المدينة فيها القمر.
I would make a photograph of a flower out of focus, and then a same flower in focus. Again, double exposure.
أو ياخذ صورة الوردة برا الفوكس مرة ثانية ياخذها وسط الفوكس تندمج نفس الصورة.
So what I'm going to do as an example is I will photograph Yasser out of focus and then in focus. And there will be kind of a glow around him.
بنسوي مثال الآن بناخذ صورة لياسر بتعريضين، تعريض هو برا الفوكس، التعريض الثاني داخل الفوكس.
Multiple exposure is also in the shooting menu. And what I got to do now is go back to, hang on a minute here. I got to set this up, so hang on a second. If you go to shooting menu, if you have your cameras handy, you go to shooting menu and it's near the end of the shooting menu. And you'll see the word multiple exposure.
في المنيو الخاص بالتصوير لما تروح له راح تحصل خيارات في النهاية تحصل اللي هو تعدد التعريضات.
So I'm setting up for 2 shots. Oh no. Okay. Oh, this is cutting off multiple exposures. I can't access it.
Oh, something just transferred the part.
Yeah, okay. All right, so multiple exposure, 2 shots. It is on. Here we go. ISO, I'm going to bump the ISO up because once again we're inside 1600 ISO. And I'm going to take
تعدد التعريضات اختار تعريضين ورفع الايزو الى 1600 لان راح نصور داخل.
All right, the first photograph is going to be taken at f4 at a 15th of a second.
فتحة عدسة 4 والسرعة الغالب 1 على 15.
There we go. 1, 2, bingo. The next one, you will be out of focus. All right, so, whoops, got to turn autofocus off. And now he is out of focus. Okay. Now, here you are. Are you happy with it? Well, we'll just leave it at that. This is between us here and I. All right, so here you go. Okay. Something else. Oh, no, this is your case. Okay. There's other images on there, so it's going to be on the camera, obviously. And go all the way down. There it is right there. Yep. Yeah, I shot it. This one, there we go. Okay.
هذه هي الصورة.
So, there's one idea. Okay, let's have the card back. Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't have my glasses on. That's why I was can I get the fabric, guys? Okay. Let's do this one more time. I'm going to shoot you in focus. And no fabric just yet. Not yet. Okay, there you are, in focus. Looks pretty good. What happened to my light? Let me switch off. Because for some reason, here we go. 1, 2, action. Okay, now bring the fabric out here. Bring it in front. I'm just going to shoot fabric. And we're going to smash fabric with the thing. Okay? So any background, you could do something like tree bark or rocks, any kind of a texture. In this case, we'll do color.
راح ندمج صورتين نفس الشيء تقريبا اللي هو الياسر مع القماش الحالي.
Oh, I didn't set up for double exposure. You gotta reset this every time. Oh my gosh. That looks pretty good right there. And now your face. And that looks pretty good, right? Yeah, okay. Boy, you're in there. Oh, flashlight.
53. Exchange for exchange of fire में यहाँ exchange of fire में
Well, if you want to show, this is before and after, so here it is.
هذه النتيجة.
It's hard to see because it's like,
عم محمد يقول حتى موديلات المبتدئين موجود فيها
the contrast is not enough. Oh yeah, there is. Let's do the dots. That's a good idea. And we'll put his eyeballs where the dots are. Yeah, okay. So we'll start with this one. 1, 2, action. Okay, good. Oh, I gotta set this up. I keep forgetting. Okay, 2 shots. 1, 2, action. Okay. Now we're gonna cover his eyeballs with red dots. 1, 2, action. Okay. Okay, you see there? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. All right, there you go.
featuring अभी इसके पास इतनी ऑब्जेक्ट्स नहीं है अगर सही ऑब्जेक्ट्स हो ना बस बहुत अच्छा फीचर है
He has a career as a clown. Yeah. Again, the possibilities for doing 2 exposures are really endless. You can do this the rest of your life and still not have enough time.
Brian,
yes.
Does it matter when it's a first exposure or is it one
No.
sharpest one?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. There's a feature on Nikon, and I know this for a fact. Canon just introduced multiple exposures on 2 of their bodies. Finally. And I had so many students over the years with Canon who would sit there and go like this, while the Nikon people would learn how to do that. And finally, I've had people who liked it so much they got rid of the Canon. But anyway, Canon finally started doing it. Once again, it's typical buried Canon in the menu. You got to go way, way deep in the menu to find it. And the problem, once you find it, is it has two separate controls. It has a thing called average, and another one, actually, there's a name that's like, I don't even understand what it means. And I didn't know this. You have to choose one. It's not by default. So the student was taking 2 shots, and instead of combining both into a single exposure, it would remember the exposure for each, and then smash them together and make an overexposure. Like 40. Nikon has auto gain. So it says, okay, that exposure and this exposure, we combine those together. Okay, we gotta make sure we don't get an overexposure. It just does it automatically. You understand? So they can be vastly different exposures. Like if you shoot a full moon, okay, with 100 ISO, that's f8 at 125th of a second, just for the moon. I don't care how dark or bright out it is, it's f8 at 125th. And all your record is a moon. Everything else will be black. Okay? Then I turn around and I frame up the city with traffic, and it's f11 for whatever reason for 8 seconds. Okay? f11 for 8 seconds. Then Nikon says, okay, we've got a f8 at 125th, we've got f11 for 8 seconds. Put those two together, and it does an algorithm all by itself, and it says, boom, here you go. And you go, whoa. It's perfect. It looks like the moon's right in the city. So, you can't beat it. So that's something really cool feature. Now, the other thing is,
Mr. Bryan.
yes. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
طبعا احد الشباب سال قال هل يفرق اي تعريف تاخذ الاول؟ مستر براين يقول انه ما تفرق انه I think in Canon they can't produce it.
Canon does now. There's two cameras that has.
But
Before.
شركة كانون قبل كانت تحاول تسوي نفس الخاصية اللي تعدل التعريف بس ما كان يقدرون، لكن الحين التدريب موجودة. فكان يقول إنه الطلاب قبل اللي كانوا يقولون مع كانون كانوا يقدرون إنهم قاعدين يشتغلوا على التعريف. فحاليا موجودة لكن ترجع آخر الفيديو لما توصلها تبقى كذا خيار، لازم تختار واحد منهم. المشكلة إنه ياخذ الصورتين، ياخذ الصورتين يدمج التاريخ تبعهم ويطلع صورة التاريخ مدموج. لكن في النيكون ياخذ الصورتين ما يفرق التاريخ، قاعد واحد طويل والثاني قصير، راح يدمجهم يسوي حسابات معينة إلكترونية ويدمج التاريخين بشكل صحيح.
Yeah, what we can do, in fact, what I'd like to do, if possible, is there, well, actually, let's let Yasser go. And if we have somebody in the audience, anybody, who, let me just take a quick look. I would love to get somebody up here who's got a little more hair than Yasser. No, because we can get a haircut. Oh, it is? No, but I mean, to light the line.
No, there will be somebody that talk here.
No, but I'm saying, what I want to show is put a light behind the hair. If you want, if you want to shoot me, that's fine. Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. Two flashes. Okay? Oh, we don't have any amber gels or anything? Yeah, well, let's put them on. Let's put amber gels on both. Or actually, you don't have any red gels, do you? Caesar? You don't have any red gels. Do you have any red gels or red or blue? Okay. Yeah, just use the amber. Do the amber on both. Okay? What we're going to do is show you something else you cannot do with anything but Nikon with the flash.
هنوريكم شيء ما أحسن نقدر نسويه بالفلاش إلا بالنيكون.
Two flashes with commander mode. And what I'll do is I will put my head down and I'll go straight up, and the flashes, if Caesar is good, he will fire and we will see my hair standing straight up on end, lit from behind, looking like it's on fire. And then my face will be lit up by the front flash as well. Okay?
اللي راح يسوي راح نستخدم فلاشين على الكوماندر مود، راح ينزل راسه بعدين
So when he's somebody, you
ياخذ صورة
flash behind?
فلاش من ورا يولع الشعر بالجل الأحمر، يطلع كأنه محروق بالنار، والفلاش الثاني راح ينور وجهه. طبعا إذا سيزر كويس يعني يصور يعني.
Put them both in PTO. Group A, channel 1. Group A, channel 1. So you're going to fire and then, or who's going to shoot? Okay, I'm gonna shoot. Let me set this, because this is set for a blind man. Well, you're blind too. So you're probably going to be just fine. Take a look. Can you see me? I mean, if you need to adjust that, go ahead. Okay. All right. So group A, channel 1. Let's get you. When do you guys come up with this procedure? You're just going to shoot, Caesar. Okay. So you'll hold it here, the left face. And you hold it from behind. Now, I want you literally behind and then pointing up at the back of my head, really close. Because I want my hair to be really on fire. So I want the flash close from behind, so it will deliberately overexpose my hair. So it's going to look like it's inflamed. Okay?
يبغى الفلاش قريب حتى يعطي تعريض قوي.
Okay, pretend I don't know this way. Let's also zoom this one in. So, yeah. Now, hang on. Let's do 70. Okay? All right. So, it's either you want to go I can go F16. This is that trim. Well, no, I mean, my wheels are probably set different than yours. So F16, and then go to the 200th of a second. We're going to kill the ambient light. Take the ISO. Yeah, take it down to 200.
خاصة بنفذ هاي 16 سرعة واحد على
200
200.
ISO, F16, 200 to the second. Okay? White balance.
I think the phone.
I want to leave it on sunny.
Brian, what was white balance?
Sorry? We're going to put the white balance on flash.
On flash.
Yeah, not because we're using flash, but because we're using amber gels, and I want to keep it really warm. Huh? Yeah. So, okay? So, you want to get ready to shoot me? I'm fine. Okay. Come forward a little bit. Okay. So, bring it more like this. Okay, you want to take a practice? You got me in focus? Now, here's a hot tip. Once I'm in focus, turn autofocus off.
نصيحة أول ما تاخذ الفوكس.
Because once I do this, focus will try to track that, and it will get caught and not be able to fire the flash. Okay?
لو كان لسه شغال يتحرك راح يتحرك الفوكس مرة ثانية يحاول يمسك.
Okay, here we go. So here, 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're too slow. No signal. Oh, see. We got nothing.
Flash.
That means that I'm possessed. According to Stephen King, I have no soul. All right. Try one more
Flash is
time.
new, no?
Okay.
The
Ready?
camera detected.
Here, no, one, sorry. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think you might have got it. There it is. All right. Hey. Okay. We'll be making prints of these later, and I'll be signing them. Now, you might be asking yourself, I'm at a 200th of a second. And people say, how come I'm so sharp at a 200th of a second? You know the answer to that?
يسأل يقول احنا حاطين واحد على 200 الثانية مع ذلك انا حاد في الصورة. عندكم جواب؟
It's because the 200th of a second is the shutter speed of the camera, which is the shutter speed I chose to kill ambient light. It is during that 200th of a second when the shutter opens that the flash fires. The flash duration, which is 100% of the exposure, the flash duration is almost around a 4,000th of a second. So that's actually a 4,000th of a second frozen action shutter speed.
السبب انه الحساس هو قاعد يتلقى ضوء انه لما ضرب الفلاش اللي فعليا سرعته تقريبا 1 على 4000 من الثانية. فهذا اللي يخلي الصورة جامدة. فانت ما اخذت 1 على 200 اخذت 1 على 4000.
Now imagine, again, this is an idea. Take the idea and expand it. Imagine a red gel flash behind and a blue gel flash in front. Why not?
نفس الشيء هذه فكرة ممكن أنت بعدين تطورها أكثر تغير ألوان الجلد تغير الموديل المتصور بالضبط.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you want to show a few more slides? Question and answer? Okay. All right. Let me get my projector. I need to. We're going to show a few more pictures, you guys. Bear with me while I get that little presentation ready. No, we're all done with the flash. Thank you very much. So that's why I go back to I just like a warm tone picture. I like color. And so that's why I leave it in the sunny all the time. Auto, it's just I'm an old man setting my ways. No, I don't use any white balance cards or nothing.
You don't compare that. It's a little bit, taking a lot of time to set it up.
Yeah, for me it is.
Yeah.
And because I'm shooting a raw file, if I need to adjust it, I can adjust it in camera raw.
Is that convenient when you are shooting outside or using that? You just set it and, choose some settings and leave it like that. Or it's better to set it up every time to, as a stage.
You say it's always better?
Yeah, to set it every time.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't. I just leave it sunny.
So this is the best way to do it?
For me, I shoot nighttime at sunny. I shoot daytime at sunny. I do not shoot sunny when I'm inside. Like right here. I wouldn't shoot sunny. It's going to be too warm. When I go indoors like this, I will probably shoot tungsten or incandescent. Okay, you bet. Yes, sir.
Something else about sunny or the white color. You're from America. I'm from Puerto Rico. A lot of the sunny, when I use it, it becomes much warmer than I use it in Norway. It's not applicable all the time to use sunny from different parts of the world.
In all my travels, again, before I switched to the D800, even in Africa, I was still shooting in cloudy, believe it or not. I haven't been back to Africa, well, let's see. No, I haven't been to Africa yet since I got my D800. So maybe I should, what would you recommend for a light balance? Do you shoot auto?
I adjust the difference between the dead
times, in the morning or the afternoon.
Sure. Yeah, by the way, I will tell you, I really, really admire all of you guys who shoot and photograph here in the Middle East. Because, man, you got a really narrow window of good light.
Yeah.
Really narrow. So, I don't blame you if you shoot a lot of your stuff indoors with studio stuff. It's tough. It's tough. I just wanted to let you know
هو يقدر كلكم قاعدين تصورون في الشرق الأوسط لأن عندكم وقت قليل في الضوء الجيد. غالبا فما راح استمر لما تصورون اغلب اشياءكم داخل البيت.
What is the best time for shooting sunset and sunrise?
At sunrise and at sunset.
At 12 p.m. Determine some time, some window time.
You're talking about when's the best time to shoot a city scene after the sun goes down. And the answer is about 20 minutes after the sun goes down. You have about a 10-minute window. You have about a 10-minute window. So 20 minutes after sunset, the city lights and the sky are the same exposure time. Depends on the moon? Not really. No, because to actually see moonlight, it's got to be really, really dark. Yeah? Well, yes, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But it doesn't get much longer than 15 minutes. About 20 minutes after sunset, you get about a 10-minute window. Some cases up to 15 minutes. But once that point is over, I'm done. Because I do not like black skies. I like blue skies, dusky blue. The contrast, the color.
تصوير الغروب أفضل شيء يكون بعد ربع ساعة من الغروب.
Yes.
براي سؤال ورقة. ما أسمع.
Yes. Oh yeah, sure. Okay, he had a question. What does it mean, sunny 16 rule for exposure? Okay, this is a rule that still works today. It worked 100 years ago. Okay, if your aperture is 16 and the scene before you is front lit or side lit, and, this is important, and it's at least 90 minutes after sunrise and 90 minutes before sunset. So somewhere in that range, your exposure, automatic, guaranteed, will be perfect if you shoot f/16 at the same shutter speed of your ISO. If you have 400 ISO, the correct exposure for that front lit scene is f/16 at a 400th of a second. Yep. Then you go f/16 to 400, f/22 to 200. Or if you need to be slower, you need a slower shutter speed, okay, then you do the math. With 100 ISO, it would be f/16 at a 100th of a second. So if f/16 at a 100th of a second is correct, so is f/22 at a 50th of a second. That's the same exact exposure. Did you know that? f/22 at a 50th is the same as 16 at a 100, which is the same at f/11 at a 200, f/8 at a 400, and 5/6 is, you understand? If you make the hole twice as big, twice as big, twice as big, you have to cut the duration of light in half each time. So f/16 at 100 is the same as 22 at a 50. And if you need slower still, put on a neutral density filter. And it's 3 stops, and it's 22 at a 50th, 25th, 1 stop, 15th, 2 stops, 8th of a second, 3 stops. Okay.
Question, please.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I am originally a hairdresser, and I want to take photographs for my hairdressers for my work. And I'm very beginner photographer.
You want to photograph the clients or
The clients' hair.
The people you do the hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm very beginner photographer. I have one boom box and 2 soft box, and my camera is Nikon 5200.
Okay.
Can you help me with the light and the camera setting, please?
Sure. You have 2 soft boxes or 1? 2. Okay. Well, I can't help you unless you're going to tell me something really important. Do you have a flash meter? Because without a flash meter, I can't do much for you. You need a flash meter. Now, when you say 2 lights with 2 soft boxes, we're talking studio lighting? Yeah, okay. You're not talking Nikon flashes. Okay. With a studio light setup, you need a flash meter.
فلاش ميتر هو جهاز قياس الضوء يباع لحاله في براند اسمه سيكونيك. هذا اللي بيتكلم عنه. على اساس المعيار هنا تقدر تدير الكاميرا صح، فيقول لك بدون هذا صعب انه يقول لك كيف تسوي، لانه هو المعيار الحقيقي فلاش ميتر، لازم يكون موجود الجهاز هذا بالذات اللي بيستخدم فلاشات خارجيه. اللي يحب يضبط شغله صح بفلاشات الاستوديو يفضل ان يكون مع القياس جهاز الضوء اسمه فلاش ميتر، براند اسمه سيكونيك. موجود معنا. Okay, for example, if she bought that one, what's the setup it will be?
Okay, let's assume you have a flash meter. I'm thinking of one that I have, because I have a studio as well. It's a Nikon L280. I don't know what they call it over here. But with that flash meter, I would hold it in front of the model space. After I tell the flash meter what my ISO is. It needs to know the ISO.
طبعا بالفلاش ميتر راح تحطين في الاعدادات الخاصه بالكاميرا تستخدميه قدام، تحطين عند وجه العارضه، تضربيه الفلاش حتى يقيس لك قوه الفلاش ويعطيك القياس الصحيح من الاعدادات او قوه الفلاش.
So I hold it in front of the face of the model, and there is normally a cord. Do you have cords hooked up to your soft boxes?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So one of those cords would plug into the meter, or you have somebody fire the test button on the back of one of the soft boxes. There's a test button. So either way, you hold the meter out here, somebody fires the strobe, and then right away the flash meter will come up and give you an F number. And that F number is the F number it's saying, this is the F number to use for the amount of power and the flash to subject distance. It's based on 2 things. The power of the softbox and the distance of the softbox to the subject. So if it's way off the charts and it's all the way to 22, and 22 is flashing, that means the flash is either too powerful or way too close. So you move the flash back, or you have a slider on the back of those strobes and you power it down. You just kind of slide it halfway, make another test button pop, and then check the meter again, and now it says, oh, F11 or F14. Okay, there you go, F14. And always when you're doing this work, set your shutter speed at a 200th of a second. Just leave it there all the time. Always at a 200.
طبعا في البداية عندما تاخذ الجهاز قياس الضوء في البداية الاعدادات فيه على الايزو، اذا كان ايزو مثلا 100 او 200 لازم اخليه على الايزو، هذا مقدمه. رقم 2 عشان يشتغل معي صح لازم طريقتين، اما يكون في سلك متوصل من الفلاش ميتر للفلاش بحيث انه يضغط زر تست هو لحاله بيوضع الفلاشات وبيعطينا قراءات، او ما عندي السلك استعين بواحد يكون خلف الفلاشات يضغط زر تست عشان الفلاشات تضرب. عندما تضرب الفلاشات على الاستوديو او السوفت بوكس القراءة راح تظهر بالجهاز. فطبعا انا بعتمد على ايش؟ القوة حق الفتحة ويعطيها الفتحة. مثلا F8 F5.6 والاضاءة قليلة ما بالصور. لازم اقرب الفلاش او ازود الاضاءة لغاية ما يعطينا 11 او 14 على حسب الحاجة اللي انا حابب تكون الفتحة. او العكس، اذا شغلت الفلاش واعطانا F22. اوه تو ماتش لايت، الاضاءه قويه جدا، تطلع الشخص اللي بصوره اضاءته زائده. ايش راح اسوي؟ لازم ابعد الفلاش شويه لورا او انقص الاضاءه منه، بحيث انه لما اوض الفلاش وباللايت ميتر يعطينا F11 كمثال او F14، انا هذا الوضع الصحيح والوضع السليم اللي راح اعطي الاضاءات مضبوطه. من غير هذا ما راح تخيل صح، بقعد اقرب ممكن يطلع اوفر اندر اكسبوجر، ما راح تعطيني اضاءه صح. فالافضل 11 نقول فتحه العدسه. اذا ايش اللي يضمن لي انه الفلاش هذا اعطانا فتحه 11؟ هذا الجهاز. عندما اضغط زر التست مره ومرتين وثلاث لغايه ما تنزل القراءه بالجهاز F11، هذا هو الوضع الصحيح. اذا اعطتنا اكثر معناته الاضاءه قويه، لازم اوطي فلاش او ابعده شويه من المصدر. اذا اعطونا الرقم اقل معناته الضوء ضعيف حق الفلاش، اقربه او ازود الاضاءه فيه. واضح؟
And we thank Mr. Bryan for.
Thank you.
السلام عليكم. ان شاء الله هذه مش حتكون المحاضره الاخيره، حيكون مستر براين معنا او غيره من المصورين العالميين. نحن وعدناكم كنيكون سكول انه على طول حيكون عندنا اكتيفيتي هالسنه ان شاء الله، نشاطات اخرى. نيكون سكول حتكفي كمان بدوراتها العاديه اللي هو البيزك التدريب العادي، وحيكون عندنا كمان دورات اضافيه بالاضاءات. كل اللي حضروا من نيكون سكول كانوا معنا بالاول، اليوم يعني شفنا وجوه جديده، ان شاء الله نضل نشوفهم على طول ليكونوا معنا، يبداوا على خط يكونوا مصورين محترفين. ان شاء الله كل كمان اللي حضروا اليوم حيكونوا من المميزين اللي نرسلهم اول شيء على ايميلاتهم كل الدورات الجديده والمحاضرات اللي حتصير. نتمنى ان شاء الله ان تكونوا استمتعتوا بهالمحاضره، ونتمنى لكم كل التوفيق، وان شاء الله نشوفكم قريبا جدا. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all of you because you were with us tonight, Mr. Bryan, and this will not be the last night. Of course, as we promised in Nikon School, we'll offer always many lectures in lighting, in total photography, and also our basics will continue every month and will be also in English language. Every 2 months or every month there is one training, basic training in English language also, not only in Arabic will be. And also we'll provide this year a lot of educational sessions about lighting, studio lighting, and it will be always with Nikon School. So this year will be educational year. Every month or 2 months we'll have a special event with a famous photographer from the world. And again, thank you all, and thanks for Mr. Bryan Peterson who joined us in Saudi Arabia, especially in Riyadh. Thank you very much and good night.